This is the Modern Vibes on VybezRadio.
All right, we're about to get into Ridimos, and we're also about to have a conversation on my grind. We've got some guests in studio. Wacha nataka wajiintroduce kwa sababu Naiparq is what we're going to be talking about. And guys, they're all ladies. We're going to start on this side.
Hi, my name is Joanne from Naiparq.
Yeah, man.
I am a founder and also the CEO. I am tired of struggling for parking, and I came up with a solution together with my colleagues.
Wow.
So you're tired?
Amechoka story ya umechoka wale wase wa madam wacha kifungu acha nje kupakia. Wewe nganga.
Sitaki hiyo story.
Yeah, that's nice.
So my name is Julia Wakaba, the CTO, founder of Naiparq.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm Anna Shoya. I am the CMO of Naiparq, and I'd love for you to hear more about Naiparq today.
All right, that's what we're going to be talking about. Wewe umechoka kutafuta parking. Sahi umeletio meeting kwa sababu you're looking for parking. Can you imagine?
Rebels and reggae heads, start your day the MVP way. Where you are the MVP, no negative vibes.
Right now we're talking about Naiparq, and we got the ladies in studio. Lishaji introduce. Sana tukatuongea historia ya Naiparq. And one key thing yenye nimeona juu ya Naiparq, of course we're getting to On My Grind. Wanasema Naiparq works to activate thousands of underutilized parking spaces within Nairobi and the urban areas. Kevin, umeit after parking Nai?
Every other time, I mean, that CBD is so annoying, man.
Mimi sijui nani wendanga CBD na gari. Unaingia hapo Futsubishi.
Tell it to the visitors.
Feeds. Umeipeleka feeds. Feeds.
Uwezi park huko hivyo virahisi.
Subaru. There's no way I'm getting towel with a car.
Yeah.
Because you get to tell the first thing unapata, auntie, wake up. And you're just like, how did you know I was going to this street? And then number 2, already someone has opened your door telling you, wacha nikupakie. You know? And then number 3, you spend like 1 hour looking for parking.
Yeah.
But you came up with a solution. So I want us to start. What was your experience? Nini kulead paka ukasema yenyewe now enough is enough?
So hizo vitu zote umemention zote. Number 1, kupata hakuna space. You've been zungukaing about an hour.
Yeah.
Number 2, you find that space lakini una double park. Unaambia auntie wacha key.
Yeah.
Like sikujuu.
Positive vibrations on the Morning Vibes.
Bado unajua ilifika place nilikuwa nawacha mwingine.
For real?
Yeah, lakini siko napenda hiyo gari so. Nilikuwa nasema in case it steals it. Insurance.
Just keep it. This is where you used to work or what? This is in CBD ama ulikuwa unafanya mashughuli zako?
Nilikuwa kuchapa mahustle mazee. Kila time napata auntie umerudi tena. 300. Kaching.
Yeah. Then challenge nyingine tumekuwa nayo ni most times utajua private parking places kama 2. So utaacha gari yako one end of town na vile uko nasema when Subaru yako ucross all the way from point A 1 kilometer to point B. Juu unajua tu one place. So basically tulichoka na hiyo. We're like kwani there's not enough space in Nairobi. So tukafanya some research na tukadiscover actually there is space. But this space it's not open to the public. It's private spaces. So sisi tuko na background ya tech. We're like how can we use tech innovate a solution inaweza create easy private spaces zikuwe accessible to the public and in a very easy way ndo mwenye hii space has struggle make it to parking. So na research tukapata there's open pieces of land nye hazitumiki. It's just been fenced. At the same time tukapata there's buildings in Tao watu wako work from home wako na idle parking.
True.
They can make money from that parking but hawana njia. At the same time pia tukapata kuna some private parking operators in CBD. People don't know where they are. Wako wamejificha but they're in the middle of town. So unapata wase wana struggle lakini yako na 50% capacity. So we are like can we create a platform where these people can make money from this space na motorists can find a way to this. Then we're like then this would be like Airbnb.
Kabisa.
So you give your space in your house and you host people to create.
Ukifikiria hiyo idea sounds so good. Baka unasema kwa box mbona ukufikiria hiyo. Kwa sababu mimi nilikuwa tu Futsubishi. That is my only solution. But when you've come up with this idea, like many ideas tunajua, we've done enough interviews to know that many ideas die here. Ama kwa base, you go and meet your girls, you're like, you guys, imagine I have this idea, and then they're like, oh, okay, and then it's the end of that idea.
Especially unachana.
Kama unachana nywele.
Yeah, just to be clear.
Naongea na magialdems.
Lakini tunajua hiyo story.
Castles in the air.
Morning Vibes, where you are the MVP.
So kwa hapo tu mnachana nywele and you've thought of this idea.
Yeah.
Now how did you take it to the next step? Because hapo ndio inakuanga dhingori.
Okay.
Day one.
So wacha nikwambie venye ilianza. Si tuli realize kuna problem. Alafu sisi tukiwa na background ya tech, we decided to come up with a solution. Tukianza ku create a solution tukasema, how can we create a solution na tujui kama kuna market? So we went back to the ground. Tukafanya research ya globally.
Yani mlikuwa tu mnatembea tao, hi.
Tao tumepiga map.
Na question tu wase nini?
Ulikuwa unachapa laps tao?
All over Nairobi.
Tumetembea all over Nairobi. First tukiongea na watu wako na hizo spaces na tukiongea na motorists, like nikikuwa na Kev, nikikuwa na kwa box nitakustopisha tu. Maybe if you don't think I'm a thug, bali kuniongelesha, tunaongea tu and I find out your experience ya parking. So after tuka confirm that kuna market ya hii kitu, we started developing ideas on solutions. Hii solution inaweza kaaje? So mimi nimekuanzia penye solution ilifika. But before that, tulikuwa na many different ideas. Tukaanza kuzitest. So tuna create ka prototype, tuna test, tunaona hii I work venye tunafikiria. So the perfect one that worked was ionye someone calls you, they ask you where they space you, connect them to the space. Then after tukaona mtu akinicall nimconnect kwa space ako willing kunipatia kakitu, why don't we create a platform? So tuka create platform. Na hiyo platform, Julia is our techie. Julia can explain very well the tech behind, you know,
the
making the innovation a reality.
So now here you are thinking, parking spot stand to Airbnb, that the person mwenye akoneyo parking ana make do, Naiparq ina make do, na mwenye ana park ana get access. Heavy load, ukaanzia wapi?
So took a team and we sat down together and we started brainstorming. So people wanna throw ideas, they threw ideas, and we came up with the idea of let us make a mobile application where people can just put their spaces. Kama uko na space hapo kwa nyumba yako, ukitoka job kama vile umekuja job, acha park hapo. And then there was a guy who did the web, and then which you are currently looking at. And it came together. So we have parking operators who can now download the app and they can allow bookings. And then there's you who can go on the app and you just book a space.
Now, and when you were creating this, you know, because this is, you know, there's nothing like it in the market. And is it easier to make something that's already in the market, or, you know, starting brand new? Because for every app, the little I know is that, you know, you have to beta test it and make sure that it's working. So how long did that process take?
The process from the time we incepted the idea, it took, let's say, 6 months, 7, because as John has said, we had to build prototypes and then tunaenda kwa ground, tunauliza maswali ili tusikuje na kitu yenye tuko
ina make sense.
Were you guys working together before?
What?
Mlikuwa mnafanya kazi pamoja before, like a project?
Actually we are now tuko employed somewhere, so we met through work. We are all employed at the same place. So we came up with this idea as a group. We also have let's say more people who are not here. So tuki have 2 coffee, tukipiga story, and then we are like, mi nilikuwa na stress hii day by the way. Niliacha gari yangu place flani, nikapata side mirror imeenda. Then we laughed, kuna deni mwana mtu ako na side mirrors ziko za matatu. Huyo msee amechoka ku replace side mirror paka ameka za matatu. And then true story by the way, I've seen several videos with matatu side mirrors.
The one fun do the Onagari.
Yes.
Can imagine how pissed that man is.
So unaona pia kuna security issue and all that. So after we discovered there was a problem, that whole process. On the innovation side is called design thinking or human-centered design, where you confirm first if there's a real market, is it worth it, and can we win?
All right, I want to take a break. Na Kenya nimesikia Kevin, sijui kama unasikiza kweli kweli. Najua me I love on my grind because I learn a lot of things.
Of course, yeah.
I'm learning that while you're employed, you should be creating your business.
Absolutely.
They said at their employment coffee break.
Use those resources.
They were just like, guys, let's come together and start our own business.
That's what you do on a side when you're starting a side hustle. Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, these 4 hours I've just been chopping here. I'm starting my own radio
Morning Vibes, where you are the MVP. No negative vibes.
Before the break, of course, on my grind, we're talking about startups. Namuturi anasema Kahawa West iko locked, enjoying on my grind discussion, and he says startups is the way to go. Big up Naiparq, #Kwambooks and Care. Thank you so much for that tweet.
I had a quick one for Joanne. Joanne, do you consider Naiparq to be a side hustle? Because Najua, buddy, you guys are working, employed technically.
Yeah.
Hii sasa ni tu ile ya ku, add a bit of income, ama you intend to go full out on running this startup?
No, we are going full out. We are going full out. We want this to be our full-time hustle.
Yeah.
So even right now, as much as we are not working on it like the whole day, but we are putting in almost the whole 8 hours.
Yeah.
So we are waking up at like 4 a.m. We do our strategies. We do our meetings very early before we get to the office. We use our breaks. Once we complete our deliverables at work, we are out in the field doing marketing, say from 2 o'clock to around 5.
Yeah.
We're still doing our meetings.
Yeah.
So we are still putting in the 8 hours work a day, but as Naiparq grows, the work is getting quite more.
Yeah.
We've already registered the business, so we would love to work on it full time. Yeah.
Now let me ask you a question, because you've been so silent. You just talk when there's breaks. When you look at the startup culture, right? And you've mentioned something very interesting. You said I punch in my 8 hours, right? I make sure that I have served my business and at the same time I'm serving my employer, and that's how you're able to juggle the two.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at a world that's talking about a 4-hour work day. You're looking at Gen Z who are saying you can't tell me what to do with my time. I need to build myself, and I also need to build my business, right? Do you ascribe to that kind of thinking? Because you're already in it with Naiparq.
Well, like you said, we're already in it.
Yeah.
So that kind of comes as a default. So when you ask if we ascribe to it, I think we're at a point where we have to kind of change the way we do things, the way we look at things. An 8-hour day isn't really a necessity at this point. As long as you get your things done as you're supposed to get it done. On time.
But there's a lot of employers, Maze, they can't see it. They can't see it like that. Do you think, let me ask you, when do you think you're most efficient? Not as an employee, but just as an efficient human being. When you're managing your own time, or when someone else is managing your time?
When I'm managing my own time. Clearly.
I've really helped a lot of startups.
What about, because you see, that's interesting. That's a very powerful question. This is a woman-led startup, and especially in the tech space. But now, excuse me for my traditional thinking. I don't know if any of you guys have family. So how do you balance that, your personal life, and then my challenges are my startups, you're employed. How do you find that balance?
So, it's quite difficult, of course. Sita danganya, it's challenging. But the thing is, when you have a passion and you're driven to, to realize this dream or this goal, nothing else matters. So yes, there's the challenge that nina balance home, na balance work, na balance Naiparq. And Naiparq it's like this prized baby that has to work. Like, I really don't mind doing all that. The only thing is my Sunday is my Sunday. So you just have to realize when you need time off. So my Sunday is just for church. It's just for family. I give myself 1 hour now away from them just to zen, ni relax.
And it's important.
And then nikiwa tu na hiyo siku moja, nitachapa 6 days zangu vizuri kabisa.
That's the climb.
Yeah.
Rebels and reggae heads, start your day the MVP way, where you are the MVP. No negative vibes.
Now, looking at and I thought he was going to lean into that in the startup space. We're pushing for more women to get into these spaces, because you saw the gap, and I'm sure there's lots of ladies out there who are seeing so many gaps, but tech is not a space that they're being pushed in. What encouragement would you give someone who's looking to get into the tech space, but they're like, I need to find guys to be able to work with? You know, if I partner with other ladies, will they really think that my startup is serious? You know, and we've seen those challenges. We talked to people like Akira chicks who are getting the work done in that sector. What would you tell ladies who are getting into the startup space?
Great. So I would love Julia to say something, because Julia has been really passionate about girls in tech, and she's actually been mentoring some female students in that area.
Super.
Yeah, and also she's a techie. So Julia, please answer that question.
Okay, so to start with, we'll start with, let's say, campuses.
Yeah.
The people, I personally did geospatial, but I found my way into the software world.
Wow.
So YouTube, do YouTube, learn something. Like the way we've been talking about time management. When you're done with your classwork, look at some courses, do them. And then when it comes to the startup, I think it is all about ideas. We want to solve problems, regardless of whether you're a man or you're a woman.
Yeah.
I think we should believe in ourselves. With whatever idea you have, let us just come together, regardless of man and woman, and solve them. If I'm a techie, if she's marketing, if she's good with her words and CEO, let us come together and work to build a better Kenya, a better world.
Love it. Now, finally, and this one goes to you, the founder. There you saw the gap. You saw the problem. You went to your team. You came up with a solution. You're working on it. Where do you see? Because the problem you're trying to solve is parking spaces and getting a parking space. For a Nairobian, what is where do you see life after parking, after Naiparq?
There's no life after Naiparq. Naiparq is the now and the future.
Where do we
but
see
this is where we see ourselves. So we are not only providing you with parking when you're going to work, you're going for that meeting, but also getting you parking when you're going for a government service, say at KRA Upper Hill. You know, right now if you're going to KRA Upper Hill, you wouldn't know where to park, would you? But we have parking operators there. If you go on Naiparq, you'll see them. We are also moving into events. How many times have you gone for an event and you're like,
where do I
park my car? Yeah, so we are moving to partnering with event organizers. They'll let us know where the events are. We source for parking, list people on those sites. Kienda hiyo event unaambiwa guaranteed parking. Wouldn't you go for that event?
Absolutely, absolutely.
What are some of the concerns your clients usually have? Okay, especially the new ones. Okay,
so the main concern is usually security, because unajua ni gari yako. Hii place unaenda, maybe you are not familiar with it. So what we have done with the app is, once you list your space on the app, we go on the ground. We verify that everything you have put there is true. So a parking operator will say, I have a CCTV camera. I have a boundary wall. I have a guard at the gate. Maybe it's an open field, but iko na hiyo. Ama it's a commercial building na iko na 4 stories, all with CCTV. Then they put a picture of the space. Then sasa si tukisha confirm, we put a tick. We verify that the space is legit. Asa by the time unaenda huko, unajua Naiparq has done everything for you. Sisi, for the motorist, we are alleviating all your anxiety. And for the parking operator, tunakufanyia marketing free of charge. The only thing ni, mtu akisha lipa, tuna share. We do a revenue share. We get a commission for bringing you that customer.
I like what you guys have done, and I like the idea that you've come together and said, you know what, this idea, we're going to see it to the end. And I'm going to finish with what you said. You said, whether you're a man or a woman, find a problem, solve it. Love it. Thank you, ladies, for coming into the studio.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing with us about Naiparq.
Yes.
And I know you've inspired a lot of young people, because as Muturia said, startups is the space to be.
This is the modern vibes on VybezRadio.